Hey everybody, welcome to another AI Fuzz video. Today I'm going to show you one of the workflows that I created. This is I call it a instant Lora for a person. Now if you followed my other videos, a Lora is basically it's a low rank adaptation process where you get to train AI on, say you wanted to get Brad Pitt. So you would feed in 50 images of Brad Pitt and tell AI, you know what, learn this face, and I want you to make this face the Lora that I output in my prompt. So that's a good process, and it works out pretty much, 9 times out of 10. It's just a long process, and you would need a strong, fast GPU, lots of VRAM to do that. And I was trying to figure out a way I can do it quickly and easily. So I developed this workflow. So this workflow we'll start off with this. It has 5 image loaders right here, and you would load in different images of the subject that you want to create a Lora. This is basically of my friend Chiara. And then those go into a group of batch images right here. Right? And then you also have the load checkpoint, which is a starter node here, and you can pick out a model with model, clip, and VAE. Okay, now I will be attaching this workflow to the Patreon post, so if you guys are a member over there, you can download it, and you don't have to do anything. It'll just come up this way, and all you have to do is punch in your 5 images, and then hit Q prompt, and you'll be done. Okay, so the clip goes over to, well, let me put this in here. This is an optional Lora stacker that I added. You don't have to use it. You just have to, if you wanted to, have no Lora applied, just hit none for all these. You can stack up to 3. So that Lora stacker is optional. I have it off right now. That goes into the apply Lora stack, which would take the stack Lora as well as the model and the clip from the load checkpoint. Those will go into there, come out of the model and the clip here. The model will go into the apply IP adapter face ID. Now I'll put links in the description so you can download this. I have not gone into this yet, but IP adapter is a powerful tool that you can use for many different things. One of them would be face swaps or face ID swaps. I'll have videos on that soon, but you can also download it, and the GitHub on there is a lot of good information. So the model's going into there. So over here we have the ComfyUI IP Adapter Plus, Model Loader, and Clip Vision Loader. So these are the model loaders that you would need to load the models for our IP adapter. Right now we have the Face ID Portrait, SD 1.5, and the Clip Vision, which is the IP adapter encode 1 save tensor file. You want to make sure that these are the same across the board for this. Okay, so it's SD 1.5, and that's a Face Adapter ID model. This is the load inside face, which you will also need to use IP adapter face ID. Alright, and then down here we go over, I have it going into the reroute, and we have the clips, positive and negative. Simple positive, 1 female sitting in a waiting room, cinematic lighting, and the negative is that. I also have an empty latent image because I wanted to set the dimensions, 1024 by 1024. That's going into K-sampler right here. I also have a VIE loaded coming from the model checkpoint. All that's going into the K-sampler along with the model that's coming from this IP adapter ComfyUI node. You have options here. Play with those. And the K-sampler goes into here. Now the VAE, it's right here, comes out to the image, which goes in the save image. So I Q prompted this, and I came up with wanted to come up with a face that was relatively close to her face, and it gave me this image here. And that's a pretty good representation of her. So now I can add things and use this as her Lora. So I can put anything in the prompts and it'll come up with her face as the model. And you can do this with other faces as well. I'm gonna try a different one. Let's see what else I can do. Let's try a different sitting in a field, daylight, sun rays, 8K, realistic. Okay, I'm going to cue that prompt and see what it gets me here. And you can move all these nodes around. I just have them this way. You can put them in groups if you like, but I just kind of have them this way because that's the way I built it, but you can always change it. So we have this. Let's see, I have it set to batch out 4 images for me, 1024 by 1024, and let's see what it comes up with. Okay, and here are the ones it came up with, and there are a bunch of mess ups here. There's double of her everywhere, so that's okay. That's not okay, actually. I'll go to the next one, and she's Siamese twin. Same with here. The only one that came up with it really is this one, which did a really darn good rendition of her face. You know, there's her. You can see it looks pretty close. This is also a good way to blend faces together. And you're probably thinking, okay, well, why would I want to do that? And I'm like, it really works well because you can blend different faces together and come up with a unique face, you know, and I think, let's see here, I got 5 faces here, and I'm going to change the prompt real quick. I'll just put it, I'll do one female standing on a porch in Italy. Okay, I'll do that, and I will cue prompt. So we're actually going to get a mixture of these faces, these 5 faces. And it's also cool because if you notice, they're not all the same ethnicity. They're not all the same race. And this workflow will actually mix the races for you, and you come up with a hybrid almost person, you know, and it gives you a very, very, very unique face. So I'll show you that when it's done. Okay, now I know I got a lot of questions asked about this. Does it work with anything other than faces? And I'll have to tell you, this workflow is specifically made for faces because of using the IP adapter Face ID. I do have a different workflow where you can combine many different styles of images and come up with a consistent style that way. I will show that in another video, but this one is specifically for people and for faces because of the Face ID. And when you first load this up, guys, you're going to have a lot of red boxes probably because you might not have all these nodes installed. And to fill in the red boxes, you just go to Manager, the ComfyUI Manager, and do Install Missing Custom Nodes. And once you click on that, you're going to have a list of nodes that you can just install. And then it's going to ask you to restart ComfyUI, and then you'll have all the nodes that are needed for this to work. All right, so I did a combined face here, and with a new prompt, and here we go, and it made doubles of everybody. not the best results, but the face is what I'm worried about, and that looks pretty good. It's that basically combined faces of these, all 4 of these, or 5 of them, and it turned out nice. Yep. So you can play with this, do whatever you like with it. Experiment, put your face in there. Just make sure your prompt is clear. I always try to emphasize 1 female standing, 1 male standing, or else it's going to make your males into females and stuff like that. So if you want to, make sure you have that. I did have a negative prompt for no extra bodies, no extra heads, but it's hit or miss. I mean, I think if I were to change the dimensions, so maybe it's 1024 high and maybe 512 long, that would eliminate the double bodies because it's going to be just focusing on the 1 person. But you can always experiment with that. So if you guys like this video, I will have this on my Patreon on a post. Make sure you like and subscribe. Could use some support on Patreon if you're able to. And I'll catch you next time with another AI Fuzz video. Bye. And guys, real quick note, I did change it to 512 by 1024, and it did eliminate the double heads and stuff. So I think it was just going by that latent. So that's a good way to make sure you don't have double heads, is make sure there's no room for double heads. All right, see you guys later. Bye.